Meditation, and specifically mindfulness meditation, are terms that are talked about and heard about so much in society today. Meditation and mindfulness meditation can have a ton of benefits, and so I wanted to share a video on why it can be beneficial to meditate and tips to get started. Now, I am someone who has a really anxious mind and felt like, how can sitting there focusing on my breath really help me at all? And I want to say that now that I have a meditation practice, I 100% see the benefits and see the difference, which is why I felt like it would be really nice to share this with my community. I am Adriana. I am a trauma-informed yoga instructor and physiotherapist, and I want to start with a disclaimer that I am not a mindfulness expert. I am not a meditation expert. This video is really the benefits that I have seen for myself and some tips for you from my perspective. Meditation is not something that is suitable for everybody, so I would definitely suggest talking to your own healthcare providers, your doctor, or your mental health care providers to decide if meditation is something that will be helpful for you. So let's chat a little bit about what meditation actually is. Now, meditation is bringing your attention to the present moment, focusing on your breathing in the moment without judgment, just observing what is going on around you. Now, as you're doing this, your mind is most likely going to wander. It's going to go from one place to the next. You are simply bringing the focus back to the breath when this happens without judgment, observing the present moment. Now, seems like a very simple task, and there are many benefits to doing this. So we'll get through those now. One of the big benefits of meditation is that it helps to calm the mind. Now, studies have actually shown that mindfulness meditation can help to reduce the response in something called the amygdala. The amygdala is a part of your brain that produces fear responses and stress responses. And so by reducing what is happening in the amygdala, it actually helps to calm the mind overall, to reduce stress and to reduce anxiety. Another really great benefit of meditation is that it helps to have self-compassion. Now, this is something I've definitely noticed in my own practice of meditation. Oftentimes, as I am meditating, I am sitting, I'm trying to focus on my breath. Many different thoughts come in. My mind wanders from one space to the next space, and meditation really allows you to not judge yourself for having these thoughts, to not judge where your mind goes, to simply come back to the present moment and to focus on the breath. Now, when I first started, I definitely did judge where my mind was going. I definitely thought to myself, how hard can it be to just breathe? Why does my mind have to go to one place? Why am I thinking about my shopping list? Why am I thinking about my work tasks? Can I not just sit here and breathe? And so after cultivating this practice of mindfulness, I became more aware of these thoughts that pop in. And now, instead of having this self-judgment, I think, oh, there's that thought again. Let's focus back on the breath, simply observing the thought. And that is really great for that self-compassion component. Another benefit of mindfulness meditation is that it helps to bring you into the body. And so by focusing on this breath, you can tune into the sensations that are happening in the body instead of what is happening in the mind. Now, for certain people, tuning into the body might not feel like a safe experience, especially if you're someone living with chronic pain or chronic fatigue. However, it is also an opportunity to sit in the sensations without judgment. And so I invite you, if you are someone living with those experiences, to focus on the more neutral sensations in the body, or focus on the areas of the body that feel more positive. And if you do happen to tune into or focus on an area where there is pain or it doesn't feel good, use that as an opportunity to observe that sensation that is happening without labeling it as bad or wrong or harmful to the body. Simply sit with the sensation without judgment, observing it, and then tune back into the breath instead of the sensation. So let's learn about how to meditate now that we've talked about the benefits. This will be a really quick little practice for you, but here is my tips for how to meditate. I would suggest getting into a comfortable sitting form. You could sit on a bolster, you could sit on a pillow, you could sit with your legs crossed, you could sit with your legs straight, anything that's really comfortable for you. You can lie down, however, it is best to be in a form where you're not going to want to fall asleep. We want to be nice and relaxed, but we don't want to be asleep. And so once you get into the form that feels good for you, you can gently turn your gaze towards the ground, or you could close your eyes if that feels better. And simply sit in this form and tune into the breathing. Notice as the breath enters in through the nose and exits through the nose. Continue to focus on the breath. If you happen to notice that your mind wanders, simply notice the thought and bring your attention back to the breath. And that's it. That is how you meditate. Seems very simple. Like I mentioned, your mind will probably wander. That is totally normal. Bring it back to the breath if that happens. Couple last second tips on how to continue with a mindfulness meditation practice. My biggest tip is to try and set a routine doing this. Set aside a certain time throughout the day, a certain moment throughout the day where you designate the time to the practice. My next tip would be to go easy on yourself. You are not going to be an expert in this overnight. Have self-compassion. Don't judge yourself. Have fun with the moment. And the third tip would be to start small. You can start with 30 seconds of mindfulness meditation, a minute, 2 minutes, and just move up as you start to feel like it becomes easier and easier to tune into the breath. Thank you so much for joining me in this video where we chat about mindfulness meditation and its benefits and how to do it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.